Hey everybody, Chad Wesley Smith here for Juggernaut Training Systems. We're continuing our Addressing Weak Points series today with some discussion of the deadlift and improving strength off the floor for both sumo and conventional pullers. Weakness off the floor in the deadlift can be attributed to a lack of tension throughout the body or inability to effectively push with the legs from this position. To address this issue from a technical standpoint, better breathing and bracing is key. From a strength standpoint, stronger quads and lats will be beneficial. The deadlift is unique in that it doesn't have an eccentric phase, so there isn't a stretch reflex to begin moving the bar upward. For this reason, including explosive work can also be beneficial. Deficit deads are usually the most popular movement when discussing strength from the floor. They can be very useful but need to be treated strategically, as a bigger deficit doesn't necessarily mean a better deficit. When the deficit becomes too large, it will alter the position too much for high transfer to the competitive exercise. For most lifters, 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches will be sufficient. If you're very tall and thin or very mobile, up to a 3-inch deficit could be useful. Sumo pullers can also use deficits, but will need to err on the lower side of things because it can be really stressful a really stressful position for the hips. The low pause deadlift is a very challenging movement that will build great strength and stability in the starting position. When performing a low pause, you want to only pull the bar off the ground barely, no more than an inch, pause for a 2 to 3 count, then explosively finish the lift. These will be useful for conventional and sumo pullers alike. The simplest way to improve in something is to do it more. So if you're struggling at the start of the deadlift, the halting deadlift will give you twice as much practice in this part of the movement. In the halting deadlift, pull the bar to the bottom of the knee, lower it back to the ground, then perform a full repetition. Both styles of deadlifts will benefit from halting deadlifts. The COAN style deadlift. Ed Coan is one of the greatest deadlifters of all time, and he performed his reps of the deadlift in a very challenging but very beneficial manner. Pull your deadlift up as you typically would and then lower the bar under control, setting it down as if you're trying to stay silent. Let the tension out of the bar, but keep the tension throughout your body, then pull again. COAN style deadlifts will be great for sumo or conventional. Quad dominant squatting variations like high bar squats, front squats, and safety squat bar squats will help you generate greater leg drive to start the lift, and all of these squatting variations will benefit you off the floor in the deadlift. Adding pauses to these squats can also be helpful when trying to improve the start of the deadlift. While I don't find box squats to be useful in building raw squatting strength, it can be a useful tool for the sumo deadlift to improve hip strength, as well as hip and groin flexibility. Using a stance approximating your deadlift start position in a parallel or slightly above box will serve you well for the start position of the sumo deadlift. Improving rate of force development can benefit a lifter who is slow from the floor. Jumping while holding weights, either on a trap bar, dumbbells, or kettlebells, one in both hands or one in each hand, is a simple but effective way to improve your explosive strength. Keep the quality high and the volume low. 3 to 10 sets of 1 to 3 reps should be sufficient. A lack of lat tension can cause you to struggle off the floor and lose your position, dooming the lift before it's barely begun. PENDLAY rows will teach you how to quickly generate tension in your lats, maximize the effectiveness of this movement by demonstrating control in the eccentric before resetting the weight on the floor, similar to a COAN style deadlift. Everybody, thanks for checking out that video on addressing weak points for the deadlift. If you're interested in learning more ways that you can improve your deadlift, from better warm-ups to technique, mobility, exercise selection, program design, as well as programs for intermediate, advanced, beginner, intermediate, or advanced lifters, check out the deadlift manual by yours truly. We also have the squat manual and bench manual available.